It began as it always does, with fire. Not divine fire, but man-made. The United States bombed Iran. A deliberate strike, not of defense, but of design. Not the beginning of a war, but the next scene in a long-written script. And from that spark, the next phase ignited. Sleeper cells, long placed, long paid for, activated beneath American soil. Young men between 18 and 30, not all just foreign faces, but sworn in silence. Trained to move with no flag, engineered to cause the kind of chaos that doesn't wear uniforms or speak in languages. A chaos that looks like us. A chaos that could be broadcast as spontaneous. Some of them crossed during the so-called border crisis. Others were born here, shaped by algorithm, trauma, and MK Ultra. Hybrid militias, half foreign, half domestic, scattered across 50 states wired for signal, waiting for detonation. They weren't designed to win a war, they were designed to trigger one, so the system could respond, not with peace, but with the solution it had always wanted to unleash. And that solution came quietly. They gave the problem, bomb Iran, then gave a reaction, trigger chaos, then gave us a solution, install control. QR codes replaced currency. Digital IDs replaced identity. AI replaced intuition. Slowly, obedience replaced will. This was never about enemies overseas. It was about what they could do to you over here. While your eyes were watching a war that was no longer being fought on battlefields, but in an invisible terrain of the mind. At the center of this global net, a familiar name, Donald Trump. Not a prophet, not a patriot, but a placeholder. A designed persona carved out of spectacle and spellwork. They called him a rebel. They called him the chosen. But those who could see through the theater recognized him as something else entirely. The salesman of the synthetic age. His slogan, MAGA, was never just politics. It was ritual. MAGA is the root word of magic, a frequency spelled to enchant the masses, to make tyranny feel like tradition. His true mission was not to dismantle the system, but to prepare the world for its final upgrade. To soften the soul for what was coming next, and what was next was not human. Behind him, 5G towers pulsing over neighborhoods, cameras learning your face, your gait, your habits, satellites tracking your emotions, social scores whispering behind your back, and Operation StarGate, an individualized, digitized portal to the one thing they could never get to, your spirit. Not to free you, but to keep your soul rotating through the program lifetimes. A false StarGate, an artificial afterlife. Memory wiped, karma redirected, the will now coded. You became the product, your DNA the password, your consent the currency. But what they didn't know, what they will never know, is that no matter how complex the trap, the soul is older than the system. It remembers. And you who are listening, you are that remembrance. You are the unbroken link to the original frequency. The one that can't be cloned, caged, or copied. So let them finish their rituals. Let them tighten the grid. Let them scan your eyes and rewrite your history. Because you are born with the light they have never been able to dim. You are not the code. You are not upgradable. And you are definitely not theirs. You are the child of the infinite, the echo of the Most High, the breath before algorithms, the flame before metal. We are arcs of eternity, dressed in flesh, temporarily sleeping. But even in sleep, the spirit dreams loud. We are the prayers our ancestors whispered into the marrow of time, the guardians of the sacred code they tried to erase but could never overwrite. We are the exhale of the stars, the vibration that refuses to bow. So when the screen dims and their kingdom of pixels begin to flicker, you will see us there, not broken, never bitter, but brilliant, standing barefoot in truth, holding nothing except everything. Because we are not waiting for the light, we are the light. And no simulation, no president, no bomb or grid can ever program what was authored by the Most High. But remembrance means seeing clearly, not just the system, but the actors it chooses to wear its masks. You must awaken to who this actor is, not as your savior, not as your villain, but as a construct, designed to pull your spirit into loyalty, division, and delay. He is not leading a revolution, he is containing it. And it's not just him, it's the idea you need any figurehead to carry your light, that someone outside you will open the gates, that another man's conviction can replace your own awakening. Idolatry is the first digital prison, and it now comes wrapped in flags, hashtags, and promises that always lead you back to chains. You were not made to worship, you were made to embody. The Most High doesn't send celebrities, he ignites souls. And if you're still here, still questioning, still burning inside, then maybe you weren't just meant to follow the light. Maybe you were born to be it, because the revolution you've been waiting for has always been you. in Lakesh.